From the Krenzler Dome on the campus of Cleveland State University in Cleveland, Ohio, this is CSU Vikings Lacrosse, presented on CSU Vikings TV, a production of the Multicam Production Class, School of Film and Media Arts. Hello everyone, I'm John Horton. It's great to have you with us for the final CSU lacrosse game of 2019. The Vikings come into today's matchup against Detroit Mercy with a record of 7-7, 3-3 at home. Detroit Mercy on a school record 8-4, 5-2 in the MAC conference. That's the MAAC. Cleveland State looking to round out the season in fine fashion. They've won 3 of their last 4 games coming into tonight's matchup with Detroit Mercy, starting with a win over Canisius 19-10 on April 2nd, then over St. Bonaventure 18-5. The sole loss in the month of April has been to Robert Morris, the Colonials, here at the Krenzler Dome. That was by a score of 13-8. A trip to Utah was fruitful, 17-8, the win for Cleveland State there, and the matchup against Detroit Mercy here. Detroit Mercy owns an 8-4 mark on the season. It has won 4 of its last 5 games. Matthew Van Gallen leads the team with 49 points and ranks among the top 10 in Division I in assists per game. For Cleveland State, they have a powerful set of attack led by Tristan Hanna with 25 goals on the season to go with 8 assists and 33 points. Michael Wilson definitely helps out with 32 assists, 15 goals, and 47 points. We are inside the Krenzler Dome, a bubble that goes over top of Krenzler Field, the home of CSU soccer during the fall. And during the spring, we get to stay away from the elements a bit, but it does provide a little bit of a challenge in lacrosse, especially for the balls that might go extremely high on the field because it's a white roof with a white ball. So the sidelines and end lines are in blue to provide a little bit of a backdrop, but definitely a challenge for the road team, which in this case is Detroit Mercy, coming in here and playing in a not so familiar atmosphere. Last time these two teams met, Detroit Mercy used a huge second quarter, scoring 7 goals en route to a 12-6 victory played up in Detroit last season. Evening the series between the teams, the Titans won the face-off battle, 13 of 21 in that contest after CSU had won the face-off battle rather handily in the first meeting. We're getting ready for our pregame ceremonies, including our national anthem from the Krenzler Dome in Cleveland, Ohio. A cool day outside, but rather nice. Inside, it's cool as well. But we've got some great lacrosse action coming up ready for you here on CSU Vikings TV. If you're with us on YouTube and use the YouTube chat, we will remind you that this is a student production, and some of these folks on cameras are on for their very first time. So we're just going to have fun. We're going to enjoy some lacrosse, and right now we're going to have our pregame ceremonies, including our national anthem. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem as we're getting ready to start the action here at the Krenzler Dome, as the Vikings will be dressed in their home white with green numbers. Detroit Mercy, the Titans, in their road red with blue numbers. Nice crowd on hand, and was a very loud place. I mean, you have the bubble over the field, and it's going to create a sound chamber like few people have heard before. Cheerleaders are here, teams are ready to go, and Coach Chris Cullen for Detroit Mercy and Coach Dylan Sheridan meeting at midfield. And we are ready for lacrosse action. Great to have you along with us. As I was mentioning before we got to the national anthem, this is a student-run production. These students have been working in multi-camera production all year long, getting ready to bring you this lacrosse broadcast. And we thank them all very, very much for their hard work. And we look forward to bringing you a great game between Cleveland State and Detroit Mercy. 4 15-minute quarters, 80-second shot clock in field lacrosse. And I will throw a little caveat early. It's been a long time since I've done the outdoor game after doing many years of the indoor game as the voice of the National Lacrosse League and the Major Indoor Lacrosse League on Prime Sports and also on NLL TV. So it's great to get back out to the land of the big sticks, the fearless goalies, and great lacrosse action. Our opening face-off will be Danny Tesler for Cleveland State facing off against number 21, Alex Jarzembowski. Tesler 151 of 238 on the face-off. In his last 10 games, 67% from the face-off spot. Ball is placed, and we are underway at the Krenzler Dome. Great fight. Loose ball picked up momentarily by Tesler, and the whistle will give the ball to the Vikings, and they will go on the attack. Wendell back behind the goal for Copeland. Up to Wendell. Polidorus will have it for a moment. Over to the near side for Jason Sullivan. Wendell. Near side for Sullivan once again. First shot of the game taken by 48. That's Nick Polidorus, who's had some great games of late. The race to the end line, won by Cleveland State. This is Jason Sullivan. Back behind the net to Tristan Copeland. Wendell. Ball goes up top, where it's reeled in by Michael Wilson. Wilson to the near side. Ball mishandled by 23, Jason Sullivan, but he's able to get back there. 48 on the shot clock. And number 48 for the Vikings takes it to the far side. A shot by Wendell. No reset of the shot clock, 35 seconds to go on the first attack for the Vikings. Polidorus. Here's 23, Jason Sullivan with a shot. Goes out of bounds, but still control maintained by the Vikings with 20 on the shot clock. Polidorus. Back behind the net for Copeland. Loose ball at midfield. keeping in the offensive zone for just a moment, but the long stick of number 18, Manuzak, for Detroit Mercy, taken down, and a penalty flag is thrown. Free substitutions throughout the game. They have to come in at a certain spot right in front of our broadcast position. "30-second penalty against, I think it was 2-0, Michael Harris for pushing. So it's a man-up opportunity. And the Vikings, obviously, a man down. So now Detroit will go to work. Van Galen up top. Looks to shoot. Hesitates, goes to the far side, and the first shot is saved by Steven Russo, who's in the nets for the Vikings. Russo, a 4-1 record. And both teams are at equal strength. Bringing it down is Quinn Lemke. The long stick will now take his spot back in the defensive half of the field, letting the attackers go to work as Jason Sullivan will take it. Over to the near side for Jared Sepka. Wendell back to Wilson. Jason Sullivan working the ball. Back behind the net to Tristan Copeland. Copeland with a long run. Play it to Wendell, the midfielder. Now over to 23, Jason Sullivan looking for something. The lefty will switch over to the right-hand side, being guarded very well by Bo Pickens for Detroit Mercy. Forward with a shot, goes to the side, and we'll have a new shot clock. That was Wendell with the shot. Derek Radke with, I believe, a shot. And a first save for Logan Shamblin, the Detroit Mercy keeper. Here's Cam Costas. Costas, coast to coast. Tried to get a shot, but that's reeled in. And Russo on the outlet pass. A break opportunity for the Vikings. Wendell over to the near side for Michael Wilson. Wilson going up against Zach Kennedy for Detroit Mercy. Up at the top, Sepka. There's Polidorus and Wendell. Wendell, quite the ball handler. Polidorus sends it around to Sepka. Shot taken by Nick Polidorus over the end line, and it will be Cleveland State ball with 31 seconds to go on the shot clock. This is Nick Polidorus, the freshman out of Canton, Michigan. To the near side for Stepka. Jared Stepka gets shoved with the long stick. Keeping it in bounds is Michael Wilson. Wilson to the top of the zone as Polidorus takes it over for Wendell. Shot by Wendell. Ball bounces high in the air and takes a wicked bounce towards the sideline. Looking for the ground ball. And the ground ball will be picked up by number 20. That's Michael Harris. Here's Polidorus to Stepka. Nick Wendell. Polidorus with some nifty footwork. 22 with a shot, and to the back of the net goes Tristan Copeland with his 11th goal on the season. Copeland just had a great seam to be able to rocket that shot to the back of the net. And on the faceoff, the Vikings looking to keep the momentum going. Wilson getting the credit for the assist. As Detroit looking to get the equalizer. Shot taken on the far side. Battled for the loose ball, and it'll be picked up by the Vikings. Bringing it downfield on the near side is Matt Manfredi. Collision right in front of the net. And the ground ball will be picked up by 14, Skylar Jimenez. Both teams with some substitutions. Detroit Mercy will get control of the ball here. Connor Bernardo will run the offense. Joined by Matt Blevins. Here's Cam Costas. Costas, the righty, trying to fire his way through. Bounces the ball and rebounded back into the net for the goal. I believe that was Ryan Figueres with a goal. So Figueres, the sophomore from Sunderland, Maryland. And we'll get the official call here from our PA announcer momentarily. So that ties the game up at 1. And off the face-off. No assist on Figueres' goal. Cleveland State with an opportunity to take the lead back. Wendell over to 19, Tristan Hanna on the field now. Hanna, one of those dangerous scorers for the Vikings. Sullivan to Michael Wilson, takes it over to Wendell. Back around, it's Sullivan once again. Sullivan eyeing the goal. Plays it back behind at the point. Michael Wilson to the far side. Wendell with a shot, but that's a save courtesy of Logan Shamblin. And an outlet pass that is picked right back up by the Vikings, and they'll get a new shot clock. 1-1 the score, 6:06 to go in the first quarter here at the Krenzler Dome. Jason Sullivan plays it off to Tristan Copeland up top for Michael Wilson. Jason Sullivan. Quick shot taken by 19, Tristan Hanna. It goes wide, but a white jersey is there to pick it up, so CSU will maintain control. Two young programs taking on each other. Here's Wilson up top. looks to fire. Instead plays it off for Sullivan. Up top, Michael Wilson with a shot. That goes wide, but possession maintained by the Vikings. Jason Sullivan for CSU. Back behind the net for Copeland. And the ball intercepted by 14, David Beacom. And here come the Titans. And a penalty is called on the far side. And we'll see who the penalty is against as the officials come over and give us the signals. "30-second foul, or 30-second penalty called against Nick Wendell on the push. Vikings a man down. They were able to kill their last man down situation. So here comes Detroit Mercy. Low shot taken on the far side. Rebound and a loose ball pulled in by 27, Noah Gleason. And a nifty move on the far side. The long stick of number 40, Gage Johnson. And both teams at full strength now. But the Vikings, with a little bit of momentum, definitely have the crowd on their side. Wilson will take it to the far side and set up the offense. Wendell, fresh out of the penalty box. Polidorus. Wendell to Wilson. This is Jason Sullivan. Play behind the net. Wilson. Sullivan mishandles it but gets the ball back. Looks low for the shot. Might have been deflected wide, but nonetheless, CSU will not get the ball. I thought they might have won the race to the end line, but it will be Detroit Mercy with a new shot clock and the ball as Logan Shamblin will bring it out towards the offensive end. Loose ball picked up. And we've got a delayed penalty going on here. The long stick of number 9, Whitenack, is followed up by a shot and a score. Nick Polidorus with a goal for CSU. But credit the long stick work of Zach Whitenack. A 1-minute slashing penalty will be called against number 34 for Detroit Mercy. And I just don't happen to have him on my roster, so we'll get that number here momentarily. So it's Polidorus from Whitenack to make it 2-1. So it's the Vikings with a man-up situation. Let's see if they can take advantage of this. Shot and a save. Michael Wilson with that shot. Loose ball and the ground ball picked up by number 65, Brent Lubin. Lubin being guarded quite well in the defensive half by Tristan Hanna. Ball will be played back to Logan Shamblin. 30 seconds to go in the penalty. On the far side, that's Sam McLean with a long stick. Plays it in, a nice defensive effort by Skylar Jimenez with the stick check. And now on the attack are the Vikings. There'll be a man up for about 5 more seconds. See if they can take advantage. Setting up the offense is Nick Polidorus, the last goal scorer. Here's Sullivan to Polidorus in front. Shot, and to the back of the net goes Michael Wilson on the goal with 1:56 to go. Michael Wilson picking up his 16th goal on the season, his 48th point. And the Vikings take the 3-1 lead. Polidorus will pick up the assist. 2 points for Nick Polidorus today on a goal and an assist. And on the faceoff, nicely done by Andrew Hamilton, but loses control of the ball to 44. That's Fernando Robinson. Big hit, and going after the ball is Jared Stepka. And we've got penalty flags flying all over the place. We haven't had rain in the Cleveland area in a couple days, but it was raining penalty flags like mad over there. So we'll have to sort this one out. As my old friend Jim Ross would say, it's breaking down at the Krenzler Dome. And Gordon Soley might say we need to have order restored. So let's see what the penalty situation will be. So the penalties will go to 44, Quinn Lemke. They said, and to number 2, Stepka, not 52, but number 2. So 1 minute penalties, and Detroit Mercy 2 men up. Shot taken by 23 Cam Costas. And the way to kill a penalty is to get possession. And beautiful pass and an excellent catch by 16 Nate Higgins. Both teams changing personnel here. Cleveland State with 55 seconds to go in the quarter. And procedure called. One of the players went across the midline, so it will be Detroit Mercy with 47 seconds to go. And a goal just trickles on in off the shot by Nick Boynton, which took a buoyant bounce, so to speak. I think Steven Russo was a little confused, but that ball must have had some spin on it. And we'll get the official word on the goal. The goal scored by Brett Erskine. And Detroit Mercy now trailing by a solo goal as the action taking place hot and heavy at midfield. Ten seconds to go in the quarter as we shot goes wide, and about 5 seconds to go before the end of the first quarter, and we are going to take a break, and we will resume on YouTube in just a moment. 3-2 the score. Cleveland State with a lead on CSU Vikings TV. And we welcome you back to the Krenzler Dome, where we had a few technical issues that will happen in any kind of production, but you haven't missed much of the action. One goal scored by Cleveland State. That would be Noah Gleason with the assist going to Tristan Copeland at 2:02 to make it 4-2. Cleveland State has had a number of opportunities, most recently Michael Wilson with a point-blank shot that was saved by Logan Shamblin of Detroit Mercy. So right now, Detroit Mercy with possession with 35 seconds to go in the shot clock, 9:33 to go, and now it's a counterattack opportunity for the men in white. Those are the Cleveland State Vikings. Wilson up to the top, and a shot to the back of the net by Zach Whitenack, the junior from Olentangy High School, picking up another key goal. What a rocket shot that was. Whitenack at 5:37 to make it 5-2. Michael Wilson gets the assist on the Whitenack goal. And it's 5-2 as Cleveland State looking to get their first winning record to end a season ever in their short existence. And off the face-off, Danny Tessler able to pick it up. This is Tessler on the far side with a shot. That ball goes wide, but Tristan Hanna was there to win the race to the end line. And on the offense go the Vikes. Tristan Copeland at the point. Plays it to Polidorus. Around to Wilson behind the net. Tristan Hanna up front. The shot goes wide by 13, Zach Casson. Detroit Mercy with possession, and this is the goalie, Logan Shamblin, who has played pretty much every minute of every game for Detroit Mercy with an 8-4 record. And both teams at full strength now. Here's Jack Frickleton with his first action of the day. Up to Zach Casson, and a timeout is called by Cleveland State. So if you're just joining us, it's a 5-2 Vikings lead. CSU got on the board with a Tristan Copeland goal from the Michael Wilson assist at 8:30 to make it 1-0. Then Detroit Mercy was able to even it up. Ryan Figueres unassisted at 7:09 to make it 1-1. CSU with 2 goals in a row. First at 3:14, Nick Polidorus from Zach Whitenack to make it 2-1. Followed at 1:56 by Michael Wilson scoring off the assist to Nick Polidorus. Detroit Mercy was able to bring it within 1 with 42 seconds to go. And on a man-up situation, Brett Erskine with a goal, Nick Boynton with the assist. Then the second quarter underway at 2:02. Gleason from Copeland made it 4-2. And Whitenack from Wilson made it 5-2 at the 5:37 mark. Vikings on the timeout. And we remind you that this presentation is being brought to you by the very hard-working multicam production class in the School of Film and Media Arts here at Cleveland State University on CSU Vikings TV. Great job so far by our entire crew, even getting over some technical issues, and we appreciate everybody's hard work on that. John Horton with you from the Krenzler Dome, just outside of downtown Cleveland, and about a good 5-iron away from my apartment, actually. Just kind of fun. All right, here we go. 60 seconds on the shot clock as we resume play. 8:04 to go in the second quarter. 5-2, the Vikings with the lead. Polidorus on the run. Wendell. Far side, Jason Sullivan. Polidorus once again. Michael Wilson behind the net. Mishandle of the ball, and Detroit Mercy will take it over. Picking it up quickly is Alex Akins. Sam McLean for Detroit Mercy. Advances it forward to Max Payton. And a goal scored. I believe we'll credit that to number 45, Matthew Van Galen. His 18th goal of the year. The assist going to Payton. 7:44, the time of the goal to make it 5-3. Back up on the face-off line is Danny Tessler up against number 5, Jacob Prinz for the Titans. Great looking shot right there. Ball is placed. And away they go. And the ground ball picked up by number 9, Zach Whitenack, who scored the last CSU goal. On to the field, Tristan Hanna. Hanna will move up to the point, bring it to the near side for Wendell. Hanna up top to the far side, Tristan Copeland. Joining the party is Stepka. Low corner, Michael Wilson. Wilson with an opportunity, shot to the back of the net, and the goal for Michael Wilson. 2 goals, 2 assists for the sophomore from Ringwood, New Jersey. Wilson unassisted to make it 6-3. And one of the notes in the media notes is be like Mike. He's posted a point in 25 of the last 26 games, scoring in 18 of them and make it 19 with 2 goals. And beautifully picked up Andrew Hamilton. Stepka on the far side as personnel change for the Vikings. Here's Stepka, far side. Back behind the net for Tristan Copeland. Up top, Wilson, who's been dangerous from behind the net, too. Wilson will play the point on this occasion, however. Far side to Stepka. Back to Wilson. Wendell to Wilson. Gets around traffic, takes the shot. Saved by Shamblin. And Detroit Mercy picks up the ground ball, but intercepted. And a shot, and a score! Tristan Copeland. Tristan Copeland with a goal. His second of the night. 12 goals on the season for Copeland, and that was just nifty. Three unanswered goals for the Vikings. And Copeland just electrified this place after the nice steal. Ball is loose on the ground and a lot of bodies hitting the ground as well. Mercy with control, and that is Bo Pickens on the run, takes the shot. And Detroit Mercy will maintain possession. That was almost a coast-to-coast, or at least halfway to the end line. Cam Costas will have it. Takes it to Van Voorhees. The freshman from Columbus, Ohio. Van Voorhees working up against number 16. That is Jake Higgins. And Higgins comes away with it. Long pass up to Whitenack. Whitenack plays it to the near side for Wendell. Up top is 35, Manfredi. Michael Wilson. Higgins. Going up against 46, Alex Akins. Here's Wilson with 40 on the shot clock. 4:04 to go in the second quarter. Vikings with a 7-3 lead. Wilson with quite the run there. Wendell. Higgins. Excuse me, Menendez. Copeland up top for Wendell in his favorite spot. The run by Menendez. And a turnover. 3:19 to go in the second quarter of play. Taking advantage of a fallen player is Mitch Durst. Ball goes out of play, and Cleveland State will have it. Both teams changing personnel. Menendez to Michael Wilson for Cleveland State. Bring it around for Wendell. Wendell up top for Tristan Hanna. Wendell having to work around the long stick. Michael Wilson circles around. Tristan Hanna. Hanna loses control of the ball. And up the field comes Emmett Green with the long stick. He takes the shot, but the save quite easily by Steven Russo, and now a counterattack opportunity for Cleveland State. Wilson to the near side for Tristan Copeland. Wendell. Back behind the net for Wilson in his familiar spot. And timeout is called by Cleveland State. That's their second timeout. So with the win at Utah, Cleveland State secured its 7th win of 2019, extending the young program's new high total. Vikings had 4 wins last season and 5 wins in 2017, only one of the D1 variety. So this definitely a program on the rise, and Dylan Sheridan has done a wonderful job getting this team prepared to take on top competition. They actually took on the #1 team in the nation, Penn State, back on March 23rd, a 15-11 loss, but if you just think of the competition involved there, that was a very respectable showing. They've also had games this year against Ohio State and Michigan. Air Force, the powerhouse Denver Pioneers from out west, and 15th ranked North Carolina. Most of the losses, including the one to Air Force, against very quality opponents. So definitely some good building blocks for Dylan Sheridan and the Vikings. When we resume play, there will be 1:42 to go in the second quarter. 7-3 the score. Cleveland State with a lead on a pair of goals by Tristan Copeland, 2 by Michael Wilson. And we will resume play with the ball on the near side. And here we go. This is Wendell. Around the horn, Polidorus. Ball loose just outside of the crease. Polidorus fighting for it. Big fight for that ground ball. And Polidorus might just pick it up. Slapping at the ball, but it's picked up by Detroit Mercy on the counterattack. This is number 37, Michael Sforza. Sforza will take the shot just as his teammate did earlier. Basically taking the counterattack, saying, okay, I'm going to take the shot. A whistle is blown, and I'm not exactly sure what the call is. And we have a 1-minute penalty coming up here in just a moment. And the penalty will go against number 48. That's Nick Polidorus, called for the slash with 1 minute, 5 seconds to go. It's a 1-minute penalty. So the Vikings will be a man down for most of the rest of the half. And Detroit Mercy will go on the attack. Matt Turner. Around to the far side. Up top is Matthew Van Galen. This is Van Galen. Van Galen backs up. Looks like he might have a seam. Plays it around his back, and the fancy pass to Cam Costas is reeled in. Great defense, courtesy of Isaac Atencio. And here come the Vikings on the attack. Still a man down. That's 35, Manfredi. A lot of wide open spaces out there for the Vikings. Illegal pick called. So Detroit Mercy will take control of the ball. Man up with 11 seconds to go in the half. And Steven Russo will hold on to the ball, and that will do it for the second quarter. A 7-3 lead for Cleveland State University over Detroit Mercy's Titans here at the Krenzler Dome on an April evening in downtown Cleveland. We're going to step aside, and we will return momentarily with some statistics from the first half and a lot more from the Krenzler Dome as you're watching CSU Vikings TV with a score, Vikings 7, Titans 3. And we welcome you back to the Krenzler Dome on the campus of Cleveland State University in Cleveland, Ohio. John Horton along with you as you're watching CSU Vikings TV, a production of the Multicam production class of the School of Film and Media Arts here at Cleveland State University. A lot of the, or actually all of the camera people and technical folks are students and are giving themselves a great opportunity to do a sports television broadcast. Wish I had that opportunity when I was in college, but that was many moons ago. Technology has come a long way. Let's not talk about technology. Let's talk about lacrosse, as we will tell you that this has been the Michael Wilson show, along with Tristan Copeland. Copeland scoring the first and 7th goals for Cleveland State, while Wilson scored goals number 4 and 9. Penalty-wise, 5 penalties called against Cleveland State, 2 against Detroit Mercy. Shots by period, Cleveland State has dominated with 29-13. Ground balls, Cleveland State picking up 26 to Detroit Mercy's 12. Face-offs, Cleveland State winning that battle 8-4. And Cleveland State not very busy in the goal crease. Steven Russo only needing 1 save in that second quarter after getting 5 in the first. Goals by Ryan Figueres, Brent Erskine, and Matthew Van Galen for Detroit Mercy. For Cleveland State, Michael Wilson with 2, Tristan Copeland with 2, Nick Polidorus with 1, Zach Whitenack with 1, and Noah Gleason with 1. As far as shots are concerned, for Cleveland State, Nick Wendell with 7, Michael Wilson with 6, Tristan Copeland with 2, Nick Polidorus with 3. Leading the ground balls, Steven Russo, the goalkeeper, has picked up 3. Field player Noah Gleason leading in that category with 3. So we are ready for the second half of play. The Vikings with a 7-3 lead, as it's number 44, Fernando Robinson, for Detroit Mercy, going up against number 82, Danny Tessler. Look at that pushing going on. Great battle. Those sticks bending pretty hard. And the ball will go to Cleveland State. Excuse me, the ball will go to Detroit Mercy as the long stick of number 18, Paul Manuzak, unable to control it. And here come the Vikings on the counterattack. This is 35, Matt Manfredi. Plays it over to Wendell. Wilson, right in front, shot to the back of the net by number 9, Zach Whitenack, his second goal of the evening. That taking only 42 seconds. Three players with 2 goals apiece now, and for Copeland, that is his second assist to go with 2 goals. And we have an unnecessary late hit going to Ollie Nye. A 1-minute penalty, so the Vikings will be a man up as it's Landon Case on the face-off against Danny Tesler, who's taken pretty much all of the face-offs for Cleveland State tonight. The correction, I think that's Fernando Robinson out there once again. Or excuse me, it's 44. Yes, Fernando Robinson on the face-off. Cleveland State with the opportunity going to our right. Setting up the offense now. Here's Frickleton. Frickleton to the back for Wilson. 30 seconds in the penalty. Polidorus up top. Frickleton, Wilson, Frickleton up top. Polidorus with a shot goes wide. And that one didn't even go out of bounds. It was picked up by Wilson. Man up situation just about to run out. A low shot and a goal! Scored by number 19, Tristan Hanna. Wilson picks up the assist. Hanna from Wilson, and for Wilson, that is point number 5 tonight. 2 goals, 3 assists. And off the face-off, picked right up by Danny Tesler. Tesler will stay on. Here's Wilson. Far side is Wendell. Around the horn, Wendell to Tristan Copeland. Copeland will switch fields to the near side. Copeland puts on the brakes, goes to the front of the crease, taken down, the flag is thrown, and we will probably see a Detroit Mercy penalty, which will give the Vikings a man-up opportunity. Holding penalty on Sam McLean for 30 seconds. So a man-up opportunity here. And Jet Frickleton will start the play for Cleveland State. Michael Wilson behind the net. Frickleton to the right side. There's Wilson again. Frickleton, ball knocked away. Counterattack opportunity for Detroit Mercy with a ball taken right back by number 13, Zach Casson. Wilson up front, shot taken by Polidorus. That goes off the post. Ball is loose. Polidorus tries to put it back in, but that time it is saved by the new goalie in. That's number 16, Michael Turnbull. So it's interesting that Shamblin not in the net now. Maybe the coach wanting to give a player an opportunity before the season ends. Mercy working the ball around now. It's Matt Turner for Mercy to 77 Van Voorhees. Van Voorhees trying to work around Jake Higgins. At the point, this is number 10, Matt Turner. Shot taken by 45. That's Matthew Van Galen. Mercy wins the race to the end line for control of the ball. 14 seconds to go on the shot clock, so they're going to have to step on it a little bit here. Van Voorhees taken down, being played quite well. I believe that was Higgins on the defense. And as the shot clock is about to run out, attack opportunity for Wendell and the Vikings. This is Michael Wilson, the lefty, right in front. Checked off the ball is number 32, Carter Paven. Counterattack with a long stick, a shot, and a goal by the long stick of number 93, Sam McLean. So Sam McLean, the long stick. So that breaks a scoring streak that began at 5-3 and now stands at 9-4. So Tessler, the freshman, or excuse me, the junior from Ackworth, Georgia, facing off, and that ball's picked up. Actually, loose ball. That one is picked up by Tessler, knocked off the ball for a moment. The long stick of number 20, Michael Harris, keeps the ball in the possession. Wilson tries to feed it in front. Instead, it's taken by Copeland. Copeland circles around to Sullivan. Sullivan will reset the offense with 55 on the shot clock. Gabe Reno into the game. Stepka. Jason Sullivan. Stepka. Thinks he might have a seam. Up top, whoa, shot taken by Jason Sullivan, and the save by Turnbull. Counterattack opportunity for Detroit Mercy. Their midfielder, number 1, Bo Pickens, with the ball. And like they've done so many times, no passing, just right to the shot by whoever gets the turnover. Detroit Mercy will maintain possession. Flag is thrown, shot, and a score by number 45, Matthew Van Galen. Van Galen with the second goal of the evening. And the news still not so good for the Vikings as number 14, Skylar Jimenez, will be called for the slash and a 1-minute penalty. So a second straight goal for Detroit Mercy makes it 9-5. 8:29 to go, third quarter. Face-off one and picked right up by Andrew Hamilton. Hamilton being chased. And a penalty flag has been thrown. Loose ball on the ground, but that will be nullified by the penalty. 1 minute penalty called against number 20, Ollie Nye, for the slash. Man up opportunity now for Cleveland State. So Wilson is out there along with Polidorus, Tristan Copeland, Nick Wendell. And to start the offense, it's Copeland. Sends it over to the far side for Manfredi. This is Wendell. Looks for the high shot. Ball goes a little high and a whistle is called. And it looks like Mercy will get the ball. No, looks like Cleveland State has the ball. Polidorus off the official's call. Plays it to Wendell. Wendell with a spin move. Has it knocked away by number 93, Sam McLean. And Detroit Mercy will have the ball now and an opportunity on the attack. Shot taken and a goal scored by number 18, Paul Manuzak, the sophomore from Sterling Heights, Michigan. And suddenly it's a 9-6 3-goal game. The assist goes to Brett Lubin, so Manizik. Just about midway through the third quarter. Vikings still a man up. Shorthanded goal scored by Detroit Mercy. And here goes Polidorus on the attack. Polidorus up top to the far side for Massey. Near side is Wilson. Behind the goal to Copeland. Massey will play it over to number 13, Zach Casson. Polidorus on the right side. Polidorus has an opening. Polidorus loops it over to Massey. Massey to the near side for 19, Tristan Hanna. Wilson. Polidorus. Shot goes wide. Ball maintained by CSU. Wilson will start the play. Wilson looking for the shot. Takes the shot, goes through the crease, and 2 flags fly. Looking for what the call is. The goalie did end up with a ball. That's Turnbull. So the officials conferring. As you look at the Cleveland State players, waiting for the call. So the Detroit Mercy side seems to be happy. And the official makes his way to midfield to tell us what the call is. So the penalty goes against number 11, Michael Wilson. An unsportsmanlike penalty for not diving away from the goalie. It is releasable, so if there's a goal scored, he will be released. So now Detroit Mercy will have the ball in their end. And it will be Matthew Van Galen to start the offense for Detroit Mercy. Costas Van Galen. Ball worked around on the far side. Van Galen behind the net. That's Matt Turner. Costas once again. Shot taken by Van Galen. Battle for the ball, and Detroit Mercy will maintain possession. Detroit Mercy was 73 on the shot clock. This is Van Galen, plays it in front. Steven Russo, the Viking goalie, gets a deflection, but the ball bounces out and put right back in. Ball was loose in the crease. The question is, did it come out of the crease? And the goal is good for Detroit Mercy. And Mercy, that's quite the comeback. 5 straight goals for Detroit Mercy to trail by only 2 with 5:38 to go. So Figueres picks up his second goal of the day, I believe. Yes, he scored the first Mercy goal. Big collision at midfield. Down on the turf was Andrew Hamilton. But the Vikings will have possession of the ball, and here we go. Penalty has been called against Detroit, but it's a delayed penalty. Tristan Hanna for the Vikings to Michael Wilson. Wilson pretty much the quarterback of this team. Polidorus up top for Hanna. Wilson back behind the goal again. Takes it on the run, gets a nice pick. Wilson. Polidorus. Ball knocked up into the air after the nice stick check. Wilson to the far side for Massey. Shot and a goal! And I'm trying to look for the number. I thought it was Massey scoring, but we'll wait for the official word. But that breaks a 5 straight goal scoring streak. Stephen Massey indeed with the goal. Unassisted at 10:32. And I think one of our crew members was very happy that that goal was scored by Stephen Massey. Possibly a fan, possibly a friend. And off the face-off, here we go. Tesler running after it, picks up the ground ball, but is just absolutely nailed by Manuzak. The ball taken back by 17 Brandon Ruditz. And here we go. Menendez for Cleveland State. Up top for Tristan Hanna. Back around the horn. Massey, Wilson, Massey. Menendez. Menendez back to Wilson. Looking for an open man. Plays it to Gabe Reno. Reno, the lefty, low shot saved by Turnbull. And on the ground ball, we have a penalty that had been thrown. A slashing penalty has been called against Manuzak. That's a 1-minute penalty. So Cleveland State with a man-up opportunity here. This is Copeland, Wilson, Frickleton. The Vikings just working it around. Wilson behind the net, plays it in front. Ball is loose, but picked up easily by Polidorus. 52 on the shot clock. Man-up opportunity for Cleveland State. Polidorus with a shot. Ball goes through, and the Vikings will reset with a new shot clock. Shot taken in by Zach Casson, the save by Turnbull. Now Detroit Mercy trying to clear their own end. And both teams are now at full strength. Van Galen all alone in front, and the save by Steven Russo. Whistles, and the ball will go to Detroit Mercy. This is Cam Costas to 77 Van Voorhees, AJ Van Voorhees. Van is not his first name. This is 45, Matthew Van Galen. Van Galen being checked very well by 35, Matt Manfredi. Shot taken, but Manfredi right in front. Loose ball picked up by the long stick and knocked out. And keeping it in, Michael Harris with excellent hustle play. Here's Nick Polidorus. Vikings on the attack with 1:17 to go, third quarter. Polidorus brings it over to Gabe Reno back into the game. Stepka, the midfielder. Polidorus around to the far side for Massey. Wilson. Stepka. Polidorus on the run. Goes around Wilson. Back to Stepka. Stepka fakes the pass. Here's Massey. 17 on the shot clock. Gabe Reno in traffic. Flips it out to Stepka. 4 on the shot clock as Stepka is taken down. Polidorus has it to Wilson, and that's our first shot clock violation. Six seconds to go in the half, and I think that's in the quarter, and I think that is going to do it as the horn sounds, ending the third quarter of play with the score: Cleveland State 10, Detroit Mercy 7. What a quarter of lacrosse. 7 goals scored, most of them by Detroit Mercy. Cleveland State with a 9-3 lead, and goals by McLean, Van Galen, Manuzak, and Figueres made it 9-7 before Massey ended the scoring drought for Cleveland State to make it 10-7 on an unassisted goal. We'll get you some more of the statistics here in a moment. Statistics welcome on this cold night because they come out of the hot printer. Gives you a little bit of a hand warmer. 15 shots by Cleveland State that last quarter to bring their total to 44-24 for Detroit Mercy. Cleveland State with a huge lead in ground balls, 38-17. Faceoffs dominated by the Vikings, 15-5. Steven Russo a little bit busier in that particular quarter with 4 saves, and the new goalie Michael Turnbull with 8 in the previous quarter. 2 goals by Michael Wilson, Tristan Copeland, and Zach Whitenack to pace the Cleveland State Vikings. For Detroit Mercy, leading scorer has been Matthew Van Galen with 2 and Ryan Figueres with 2. Final quarter of play here from the Krenzler Dome on the campus of Cleveland State University. John Horton along with the multicam production class in the School of Film and Media Arts here at Cleveland State University. Glad to be helping this hard-working crew out as they bring you one of their big projects of the year. And we have a flag thrown as we start the fourth quarter, and a lot of chirping going on down to our right. And an unnecessary roughness penalty. 60-second penalty called against number 44. That's Quinn Lemke. So to our right, Detroit Mercy will have a man-up situation. Of course, that means the Vikings are a man down. Here's Matt Turner. Turner loses control of the ball. Picked up by the long stick of Gage Johnson. Let's see if the Vikings can clear it. Ball played up to Noah Gleason. And here come the Vikings. The fast-moving Michael Wilson to the center circle where he will play it for Stephen Massey. Massey on the left side. Into the corner as both teams change a little bit of a personnel. Massey behind the goal. And both teams at full strength now. So nice killing of the man down situation there. Here's Massey. Behind the goal around Wilson. And Wilson will get control of the ball now with 20 seconds on the shot clock. Vikings had a shot clock violation just a moment ago. Wilson fires the shot to the back of the net. Vikings with a goal, number 11, and Wilson with his third of the night. Unassisted, just 1 minute and 51 seconds into the fourth quarter to make it 11-7. A little bit of breathing room now as Andrew Hamilton will go to the face-off spot to face number 44, Fernando Robinson from Tecumseh, Michigan. Andrew Hamilton from Stafford, Virginia, Wando High School. And off the face-off, it's Hamilton. Ball knocked away and ground ball picked up by number 18, Paul Manuzak, who's had quite a few of those today. Here's Ollie Nye. Nye looking for the shot. Instead passes it off to his teammate for the goal. And that was number 26, Seth Mendel from Carmel, Indiana. Wendell from Nye to make it 11-8. We got a good game here, boys and girls. Hamilton will go to the face-off circle once again for the Vikings. Hamilton knocks it to the outside, but who's going to pick up the ball? It will be number 18, Paul Manuzak, who plays it deep in his own end, and that could be costly for the Titans. Wilson tries to get it. Ball goes back to the goalie in the crease, dangerously close to rolling in. Wilson plays the goalie. That ball goes long, and it goes out of bounds, and I believe the Vikings will have it, and they will. Quinn Lemke to Nate Menendez. Back to Lemke. The long stick across midfield to 22, Kristen Copeland. Long sticks back on their side of the field. Attackers on their side of the field, and here we go. Tristan Copeland. Wilson. In the corner is Tristan Copeland, the junior from Concord, North Carolina. Near side, 15, Nate Menendez. Menendez in traffic, picked up in a shot taken by number 19. That's Tristan Hanna. Ball is saved, and Detroit Mercy has it. Ball at midfield, David Beacom. Tries to dump it in. Ball is loose on the ground, but the ground ball picked up by 45, Matthew Van Galen. Another ground ball picked up by Connor Bernardo, and a collision right at the line there. Menendez caused the turnover. Jimenez picks up the ball, and on the Viking end of the field, unable to convert. And now it's a counterattack opportunity for 55, Matt Blevins. Passes it away, but that ball is loose. Ground ball picked up by Van Galen. Flips it to Mitch Durst, who will return the favor. Blevins to Durst. Durst, Van Galen. That ball skies over there, and who will win the race to the end line? It will be Cleveland State. Quinn Lemke winning the race. And at midfield, here come the Vikes. Carter Pavin had it for a moment. This is Polidorus to Wilson. Ball mishandled by Jason Sullivan, but able to get control back. Polidorus up top for Derek Radke, the sophomore from Chesterfield, Missouri. Wilson behind the net. Wilson looking for an opportunity. Instead, he will play it back. 27 on the shot clock. Jason Sullivan up top for Radke. Sullivan right side. Polidorus with a shot. Ball goes past the net. And Wilson will be there to maintain possession. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Radke sees that shot clock, but still passes it off. Polidorus will take it. Tried to get it right in front for Wilson, and that will be the second shot clock violation against the Vikings tonight. $8:14 to go. Cleveland State 11, Detroit Mercy 8. Here at the Krenzler Dome on CSU Vikings TV. Matt Turner for the Titans. To AJ Van Voorhees. Cam Costas back to Van Voorhees. Van Voorhees, a freshman from Columbus, Ohio. Shot taken by Van Galen. 17 goals in the air and a couple tonight. Quinn Lemke clears it out, and here come the Vikings. On the far side as the whistles blow, and a penalty is called. There's some words to be had and some shoves to be shoved. Away from the play. Timber's getting a little high. So we'll see what the officials call here, if it's roughing or if there's any major penalties. So the officials have conferred. And here will be our call. Slash against Brandon Ruditz. So 1 minute penalties each. on Van Galen. So both of them receiving 60-second penalties for slashing. And the result is Detroit Mercy ball. So while both teams get a penalty, it costs possession to the Vikings. And the Vikings did have possession. So the Vikings did have possession. I didn't think I was imagining things there unless the officials found a reason to give Detroit the ball. But they were able to correct their mistake. No replay needed. Tristan Copeland will start the offense. 7:12 to go in the game. 11-8. CSU with a lead. Important possession for the Vikings here. Both teams playing a man down. Stepka. Wilson. Up to 22, Tristan Copeland. Copeland to Wilson. Loops it out to Stepka. Wilson in front. A spinning shot taken by Tristan Hanna. Wilson is there to maintain possession. 20 seconds to go in the simultaneous penalties. Stepka behind the net. Stepka around the net. Stepka with a set. Seems to have something in mind. Takes the shot. Ball saved by Turnbull. Whistle blows and Detroit Mercy will have the ball. And renewed energy for the players in red. Takedown by number 9, Zach Whitenack. Ball is loose on the field. Who's going to come up with it? Trying to get it was 44, Quinn Lemke. And the ground ball is picked up by Detroit Mercy. A shot and a goal by number 23, Cam Costas. The Rockford, Michigan freshman with a key goal to make it 11-9. 5:46 to go in the game. 11-9 the score. The Vikings with the lead. And as time is running down, we'll keep you abreast of the time running down. Makes sense. Off the face-off. Tangle for the ball. Who's got it? Looks like the Vikings may have it. And that's Michael Harris coming away with it. Jake Higgins out there. Both teams changing personnel. Huge possession and almost thrown away before it was picked up by Tristan Copeland. 60 seconds on the shot clock now. 5:13 to go in the game. And Tristan Copeland really in no hurry. But the Vikings could use a couple of insurance goals if they can get them. Sullivan on the far side to Polidorus. Tristan Copeland for the Vikings. Now to Massey. Massey with a shot wide. And Wilson is back by the end line, and it did go past the end line, so it will be possession for the Vikings. Jason Sullivan for CSU. Palladores loses control of the ball, but is able to regain it. This is Massey with a shot low, saved by Turnbull. And Detroit Mercy with the ball with 4:14 to go, down by 2 goals. And this is midfielder number 37, Mike Savosa. And the ball knocked away and picked up by Whitenack. Massey for Cleveland State, 3:53, clock rolling in regulation. Into the corner goes Jason Sullivan. 53 on the shot clock, 3:34 on the game clock, and he has the ball stolen away by Sam Horton, no relation. Up to 14, David Beacom. Losing the ball is a Detroit Mercy player, but picked up by the long stick of Skyler Jimenez. Jimenez takes it down, plays it for Wilson. Wilson's going to allow the offense to set up. 3 minutes to go in regulation. Zach Casson to Massey. Stepka to the far side for Casson. Casson to 22, Tristan Copeland. Copeland with a nifty move. Wilson behind the goal. In front, mishandling it. It was 19, Tristan Hanna. Let's see what the call is. And Cleveland State will maintain possession with 23 on the shot clock, 2:13 on the game clock. They've got to get a shot off here because 2 goals might be a nice pad, but want to have the opportunity. Massey around, 6 on the shot clock. Shot taken by 13, that was Zach Casson into the stick of Turnbull. 73 seconds on the shot clock, 1:42 on the game clock. Detroit Mercy 2 goals behind. This is 77 Van Voorhees. Van Voorhees looking for the shot, being marked quite nicely by Zach Whitenack. Costas to 77 Van Voorhees. Ball behind the net has to be scooped up by Mendel. Great defense by Brandon Ruditz. And the Vikings come up with a ball with 1 minute to go in the game. So now it's a good old game of keep away right here. And a penalty called, delay penalty. As the Vikings will maintain possession, 39 seconds as Wilson cross-checked, and another penalty will go up in the air. Palladores will have control. Another penalty goes in the air. 25 seconds to go. And the Vikings in a victory formation here. They do not have to get a shot off. And realizing that there were 3 penalties about to be called, Nate Higgins just played the ball out. Timeout will be called by Detroit Mercy. After a bevy of penalties were called. Sam McLean called for slashing. Well, we greatly appreciate you tuning in tonight on CSU Vikings TV. Great work by the multi-camera production class from the School of Film and Media Arts here at CSU. Been a pleasure working with them. And whether you left us positive or negative comments in the YouTube chat, we appreciate you watching and staying with us for what has been a pretty darn good lacrosse game. Cheerleaders and a good crowd on hand. And the Vikings going for uncharted territory right here. It would be the first time they've gotten to 8 wins in a season in only a few short years of existence. Here's the situation. Cleveland State leading 11-9 with 13.3 seconds to go. It's a man-up situation for Cleveland State. Ball about to be put in play. And it will be handed to number 19, Tristan Hanna. And he will just hold on to the ball as the clock runs down. And you can put this one in the books for the Vikings. The Cleveland State Vikings with an 11-9 victory over the Detroit Mercy Titans to raise their record to a season-ending 8-7, a winning record for Dylan Sheridan's team, finishing 2019. Detroit Mercy falls to 8-5 on the season. Special thanks to our entire crew here at the Krenzler Dome from the multicam production class of the School of Film and Media Arts. My name is John Horton. It has been a pleasure bringing you the lacrosse action from the home of the Vikings, and we hope to see you next time on CSU Vikings TV.